Gotcha.
I have 5:15,
Yeah.
Yep.
maybe a couple
I'd
minutes
like to
early.
call the meeting to order for the Water Commissioners for August 4th, and turn the meeting over to my chairman, assistant chairman, EJ.
All right, thank you very much. First, we will consider any changes, additions, or removals to the agenda. Anyone?
I have one.
Okay.
Under 7, we can strike A. The homeowner would like to remove that from that proposal from the agenda.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right.
Okay. Next, we will approve the minutes from the previous meeting. I have one change. I noticed under line item 3 and line C, it says.
What page?
The first page.
Okay, and
It says, the motion to approve the meetings was seconded by PJ Donahue, and I believe he was absent at the last meeting.
He was.
I believe we'll change that to Logan Nicole.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
okay,
I will make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second?
All right. Everyone, say aye if you approve.
Aye.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Comments from citizens. Anyone here would like to speak?
We have one citizen.
Okay.
He's got nothing for us.
He hasn't been fishing.
Then moving on, department head reports, please. How you doing, Penny?
Very well.
okay, so you have the monthly report from Joe Guadiana. The Snell Springs produced a total of 21.9 million gallons of water this month, and the town used 5.8 million. In July 2025, we produced 19.8 million gallons, and the town used 6.4 million. The Springs produced an average of 707 gallons per day this July, and the town used an average of 187,000 gallons a day. Last July, the Springs produced an average of 639,000 gallons per day, and the town used 206 gallons per day. We're still in the process of hiring an operator, and we have narrowed it down to 2 applicants. We're waiting to hear back from both of them, and we hope to have someone on board within the next few weeks. There were no water hook-ons this month, and we also had no water leaks. Very quiet month for the water department, and we hope it stays that way. Our Godfrey tanks and Strong tank valves are both working as they should, keeping our tanks full with a combined 1 million gallons of storage. We continue to flush the backup well and the blow-off on Deep Lawn Court extension every week. Respectfully submitted, Joe Guadiana, Water Department.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Next, we'll review the aged receivables report.
You should have in your packets the latest.
So that looks like, under money due that is current, we're at $75,000. Looks like our over 120 days is still at $18,406 owed. But Penny, you've been working on that, pretty diligently working on that number. Do you have anything new
Yep,
to share with that?
you bet. And that just over 18,000 is total for water and sewer. The water number over 120 days is approximately $6,105.
Okay.
We do have payment plan. We have some underpayment plans. We have some that have not been very successful at their payment plans. And so we're going to move to turn off for those. We have one under lien, and that was as a result of work that we We are sending 2 disconnect notices
Okay.
again, and if we do not hear anything in terms of wanting to move forward with a payment plan for those disconnects, then we will move forward with a disconnect.
What's the time frame for that? I mean, if we don't,
Timeframe on that?
if we don't hear from them, I mean,
We give, the disconnect will happen 30 days after the notice is sent.
and we're firm on that.
And we've been firm on that. They've been pretty good. Unfortunately, like Penny said, a couple of them had put in for a payment plan, or they made a payment, but never followed through with creating a payment plan, so we kind of have to do that process again.
I think it's time we
Yeah.
buckle down
Yeah.
and I mean, we all have to pay up. Let's get them to pay too.
Yeah, yeah. We do have one that's on a payment plan and has been very, he's in good standing. So that's good.
So total, we're looking at those 4 accounts, one's following through with the payment plan, the other 3.
I count, by my count, 6.
Okay.
I'm putting 1 in a different category because we are working with that homeowner, property owner on Pond Street. We've discussed that owner before,
Yeah,
and we're working with a representative of that family to help us kind of resolve some of those issues.
Working with us is the primary party.
Yeah,
so-
she's willing to approach the family and,
Okay.
I think if we put every effort into working with these people, I mean, we don't want to put anybody in jeopardy.
right,
no,
Water,
no.
Right.
no water. But I mean, come on.
disconnect notices sent in June. Some responded to those,
Yeah.
and,
The ones that were made, but
Some
with the
didn't.
June disconnect date.
yeah.
I think we
So,
need,
yes.
We need to follow through.
I do think that it is good to note that our billing, the current billing we sent out for water was $276,600. And the fact that they were due July 9th, and next week will be the week that we put interest and penalty on those that have not paid, that we're down to 36,000
Okay.
in water. So
Yeah,
that's a
that
good
first number.
perspective.
200 and,
276.
276,
Down to 36.
down to 36 in
So
the current.
we're in
Okay,
good shape.
so-
that's amazing.
Yep.
And we haven't even, like I said, added interest or penalty until next week.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
sure
pretty
once
good.
that happens, we will get a few more.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I think if we show that we're serious, then they're gonna come through. They gotta. I mean,
Yeah,
they need water.
yeah.
And we realize collections isn't a fun part of the business, but so we thank you for all your efforts on that.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
yeah, agreed.
So I think the letters combined with phone calls here and there, and then some we've actually reached out to, met with, it's paying off. So,
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
great effort by Diane and her team.
Great work. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Municipal manager updates.
I have a few key ones. Thompson Avenue, update there is, we do have the contractor that's on site, mobilized yesterday. And recall, we are putting in a new 8-inch main water line from the end of Thompson Ave, where, just past, where Davis and Garvey's live.
Okay.
The material supplies that we bought for that horseshoe piece, we determined earlier this year that that was in very good condition. So, if you remember from maybe 2 meetings ago, we discussed using those materials and laying new water line, on the east side of the street
Yes.
to the hydrant. So
Okay.
that'll be a new 8-inch main, a new hydrant, a new 8-inch valve, and approximately 4 new curb stops. So not only will we work on, it just makes sense if you're going by someone's house, it's gonna all be new. the curb stop in the water main.
Okay.
Once that's installed, it will be pressure tested for leaks and then chlorinated. So let's hope the weather holds and we can finish that up.
As a point of
Excuse me,
interest,
did you say you were also putting a new hydrant in?
The new hydrant, it will be replaced, the existing hydrant will be replaced with a new one.
Okay.
Yep.
as a point of interest, I was there today.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and I talked with Donnie from the town department and reviewed everything that they were doing. And I just wanted to show up
Good.
and this, just to see for myself
Thank you.
what's going on. But I was there for half an hour or so and just kind of reviewed everything, and they're doing a great job. And my thanks to M&M for being available on a short notice like they always have been for us.
Right. Yep.
So to review, the section that is at the end of the horseshoe between Orion and Thompson, that's a 6-inch line that goes across there. We've determined
Correct.
we're putting in an 8-inch connecting to that 6-inch down past their houses.
That's right.
And then we don't know what we're connecting to yet underneath that road.
So we have determined that at the hydrant on Thompson Ave,
Yeah.
the water line is where it should be. It does
Okay.
not, it is not on the western
It is on
side.
the correct side of the road.
It's not 6 to 8 inches from
The sewer line.
the sewer line.
Okay,
So it's where it needs to be.
okay. And we can just pick that up from there where the hydrant
Correct.
exists? Okay.
Yep,
All right, and then we'll learn what size line that is once we get down there.
correct.
Okay. All right.
So let's hope that this really does kind of clean up that whole system.
And if it builds pressure for that hydrant, I know that was another thing that was on the concerns list, so.
And by, yes, and by having that valve, so putting in a valve near the hydrant, and then of course the valve that was put in behind Garvey's will help control water flow if we need to pinpoint the source even more so.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Once we're in there, we might as well.
Yep. So that's Thompson Ave.
Okay.
Joe mentioned in his monthly report the vacant assistant water wastewater operator position. We did interview 4 candidates. We narrowed it down to 2. He did reference checks. And we have offered a position and we're waiting to hear back.
Okay.
Okay? So hopefully we will have someone on very shortly. And then finally, I wanted to update you on, recall, Mr. Walter Sigordner proposed to purchase the town property last month
Yeah.
upon Gill Terrace. And I spoke with him last week. He thought that there would be a decision on whether or not we would sell that property in today's meeting, at both the water and the trustees meetings. And so I explained to him that if a decision is going to be made, it would be warned and it would be a decision-making item on the agenda. And I don't believe that either board is there yet in terms of wanting to move forward with that. And then I just explained that if we did move in that direction, there would be a public notification and fair market value assessment done on the, I mean, there's a whole system that has to fall into place, so. So he seemed okay with that, and he said he would stay tuned.
Have we discussed with Dave and all them as to what that land was originally set back for?
My research has revealed that it was once thought of as maybe a water tank, but the town used the Godfrey tank location instead. I did not call Frank Heald to verify that, so,
That's fine.
but that's what I was able to find out.
I wonder if almost Lauren would have even more information than Frank.
I haven't called Lauren.
Yeah. I see him at church a lot, and so I might twist his arm next week if I.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, just because if I happen to bump into him, maybe I will. Just because I'm sure he's a wealth of information.
totally.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I wouldn't want to make any decisions. I feel like maybe we would even want a joint meeting with the wastewater commissioners. You know, if we were gonna do something like that, just to make sure that we fully discussed it. But I feel like the idea that, just that it might hold some value for us in future expansions.
We need to get many people involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we decide, so.
I agree. I guess the question really remains, is there a urgent need for cash flow for the town? Because that's one of the few things I can think of that would make us want to be motivated to do that. But, also keeping in mind the potential future expansion of the town or future needs of the town, so.
Yeah,
I don't really understand who would be making that decision as to whether the town would want to sell off land or not. And I'm not sure, Penny, you have any guidance as to really how this, let's call research project, should move forward? And
I would assume that it would have to be multiple boards that would have to decide on
I would think so too.
that.
Yeah, as a village entity, I feel like mostly it's the trustees, but I feel like I would want the select board involved too, just because of the merger and everything else,
Yeah.
myself.
Okay. So first we determine if there's still a
Yeah.
need for that land, and then the conversation can move to the select board more than.
I guess my only other thought is, I think at one point that, I do remember that there were issues with water pressure at the top of Gill Terrace. And that was, just water pressure wasn't always adequate for certain houses up there. And I wonder if if that was why this was discussed, and then there was, rerouting with Godfrey that
I don't know. There is
fixed that issue.
There is a pump I believe there's a pump that's right above.
The
Our
Gill
Fellows.
Fellows home, correct.
Oh, so maybe the
On
pump
the
was put in.
right-hand side.
I don't know the ins and out of the conversation, but my family's been up there for a long time, and I'd say about 20 to 25 years ago, we definitely had water pressure problems up there. So,
But now it's,
the water pressure's been fine up
No,
there.
yeah.
But I can't speak to, even with this land, with further development, as to whether everything's adequate or whether there's more
Yeah.
things that need to be researched, so.
yeah, that's true too.
I guess until we really see what future plans are, then we'll better understand that.
Seems to me that the water got brought over the other side. They put that pump station in. Because when they did Gill Terrace, they disconnected some of that water line going up Gill Terrace. So the water comes in from the other side somewhere. I forgot who told me that. Joe might know.
Is it from the other side? What side?
So going back from the Gill Terrace Apartments, if you're looking uphill, goes off to the right, comes in from the right. I forgot what they tied it into. And I don't know why I was involved in that conversation. It was a while ago, but it's something like that.
So for future conversations and meetings, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my updates.
One other question, if I may, just on the Thompson Ave stuff too, when we do new lines now, do we map them in a GIS system?
No.
Is that something that we can, I've had discussions over the years with different departments that any new work now that they have engineered, they ensure to get a shapefile that they can upload into, because at the time that you're doing it, it's pretty easy, but then a year later, it's impossible.
I would love to have GPS units and the training available for our operators to then log that stuff.
Yeah,
I would love to have that. I just don't see that happening in fiscal year '27.
we're not nearly yet.
Nope. At one time, we did have, we have a set of maps, and I've been told that we do have the shape files for them from one of the contractors. I don't know which contractor it is, but as we are finding out, as we dig, the maps are not reliable.
Yeah.
They were developed by memory of those that worked here. And said, this is here and this is here, and then unless you physically can see above ground or you start digging, like we found at Thompson,
Yeah.
like, oh, shoot, the map's wrong. So, I know, I would love to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
everything.
Excuse me, did you say, is it shape, like SH?
Shape file, yeah,
Okay.
it's a,
Okay, just. I just
Yeah,
wanna make sure I got it right.
sorry, it's a bit of a term of art, but it's the file that shows the exact
Okay,
layout
I just wanted to
of,
make sure I
Digital
got it
file.
right.
yeah, coordinates.
yeah.
I appreciate that idea. Yeah, I mean, I
No, I
just
love that.
echo the support, the idea. I know, especially on the electric department, we've been talking a lot about, obviously, it's a lot easier because most of our stuff is above ground, but we map everything as we go. And so then we're not guessing about age of equipment, age of infrastructure, size, capacity, things like that. And then when we want to go back, and I think it's even helped with our appraisals and things where it's like, oh, we know how to depreciate all these assets based on the age of them and things like that. You can't even put a price tag on how valuable it is, just long-term.
Yep, it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Speaking of price, it would be impossible to come up with a price to do this. I mean,
Well, this kind of segues into our next topic, which is other business, so.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, BJ.
Got us off on a tangent, sort of, but yeah,
We
I
can,
appreciate
I
that.
can look into building that into the budget in the future.
Well, I actually had a request that is similar but not nearly as in-depth as that,
Yeah.
which is, I think for myself on the Water Commission, there's a tool that I think would be very useful for me, which is having some sort of what I'd consider a funnel, but basically it's a spreadsheet that would list off any upcoming projects that we're aware of, anything that might be on our horizon, and we can even tack on things that have happened for the last couple of years, just so we can even see what has been done. It's an easy tracking system, even if it's just an Excel spreadsheet, but if we can have it built in some way, that would also put the current status of them, whether it's something that has a time frame and we know we need to do it in the next few years, or whether it's something that is currently out to bid, or it is in just an initial stage of we know that we need to replace a main line. We've had it break multiple times, but if we could have a better picture of what's happening in the water department, whether it's upcoming projects in the near future or way in the distant, I think would help with budgeting. It'll help the water commissioners also be able to prioritize a little bit in these conversations. And so if there's any way we can look to do something like that, it could just be a shared file. It might not be something that needs to be printed out for every meeting, but if we can at least reference it so we know what we're looking at,
Sure,
I think it would
Yeah.
help.
Capital plan, yeah.
yep,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
absolutely.
Okay. Anybody else for other business? Okay, we'll move on. Let's see, we need to set the date for the next meeting, which looks like it will come up on the first of the month in September at 5:15. If there's no objections to that, we'll move forward with that date. Okay, are there any possible agenda items for the next meeting?
Well, you're gonna talk about the property maybe?
Yeah, I mean, status updates on the things we've talked about tonight, but other than that, I feel like
Okay.
whether we need a joint meeting with,
Clarification, what else do you want on that property? What else do you need?
I guess that remains to what our expectations are and the time frame that we feel like research should actually occur. I know at the last meeting, there was a comment that by the next meeting, we would have something ready to discuss. Do you feel like this is something that we should be pushing towards making a decision whether the
No.
land should sell or not? Okay.
Not at all.
I don't think there's a hurry to have this done.
Okay.
Not at all.
So it doesn't.
There are no cash flow issues. The budget situation is stable. We're catching up on delinquent taxes. The new tax bills have gone out, so I don't feel that.
The amount of taxes that we derive from that
If we-
sale is not that significant.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I can certainly float it by the selectmen and see if there's interest that way, but.
Yeah,
We're not asking you to drive this, we're just asking that, I mean, I guess you'll field whatever Mr. Sygardner's questions are along the way, and then you pass it back to us if there's something to be done.
Great.
Okay? So I guess there's no real need to add it to the agenda.
yeah, I think the idea really is like if and ultimately it is the decision of the trustees and the select board whether they want to even consider the idea. If they want to consider the idea, it seems like they're looking for comment from us on whether we actually need it. And so I think the first step is whether it's something they even want to entertain. And if it's something they are looking for a recommendation for us about, maybe we want to make sure we give them that recommendation at some point, but I think that's kind of whether they're interested in moving forward at all is ultimately their kind of, it seems like the next step to me.
It seems like that the question on the table really is that a future site that could hold a water tank?
Yeah,
Or not?
yeah.
You know, is it usable for the town or not? I guess that's the.
Is it necessary
Question that's
for-
been asked of us
Yeah.
at this point is there use for it? So I
yeah,
don't.
we need to sell it and then turn around 2 months later and say, well, we did it.
Yeah, that's what
I don't see the
The
town
price-
being able to gain.
The price
more.
would go way up.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine, yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on, signed warrant orders. Have we completed that at this point?
Oh, you
We
did?
have,
Packets right there.
Okay. That's done.
Snuck in earlier and did some.
While that's being done, is there any need for an executive session today?
no,
Okay, I don't see one either. So I will move to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second that.
Thank you.
Everyone's ayes?
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Meeting has been adjourned.
Okay.
5:40.
Thank you.